If you are a parent who is trying to get your child either introduced to books, or if you're someone who has a slightly older child where you are interested in improving your child's reading skills, such as fluency of reading, just be aware not to commit these three common mistakes. Hello, everyone. I'm Supriya Raja, and I am also the founder of the Empowered Parenting. Now, coming back to this topic, getting your child to read or getting the child into the habit of reading can be a very exciting experience and also an exhausting one, right? Because we have to take time away from our usual schedule, from our work, from our household responsibilities, and spend some time together with your child, reading to your child, getting your child sit for reading, and actually enjoying the sessions. Now, all these also depends on certain factors, like the success of these sessions depends on the age of your child, the attention level of your child, and also your motivation levels. Many times parents start reading to their child only when the school tells, or the resource teacher in the school will tell, look, your child is not being able to pick up school content, the child is not having adequate literacy skills developed, so you have to read your child more, or the child will have to read more. Whatever is being said, you're either getting very motivated about it or you're getting desperate about it. And then you like, yes, I have to get this habit fixed. I know I have to get my child interested in reading. So sometimes what happens is that parents generally commit these three common mistakes, and it can actually kill the joy of reading. And sometimes also the whole process of building the reading habit can also fizzle away. Mistake number one is forcing your child to sit for reading sessions. Suppose the child has not been ever read to before, and then suddenly now you are like, okay, everybody is saying I must get my child to start reading. I must get my child into the habit of reading. Let me introduce this entire concept to my child. And then you're forcing your child to read, especially when he or she is in some other world, wanting to play, wanting to jump around, wanting to watch TV, whatever it could be. And then now you're forcing. It can be a very harrowing experience for you and for your child as well, right? There'll be a lot of resistance, there'll be fights happening, and your child will be like, I don't want this reading session. It's so boring. I would rather jump around, play with my cycle, or I will just watch some TV. This is much better than sitting quietly for some time. So when you do this compelling, it's going to be even more difficult because there's a lot of resistance. What you must instead do is to be very gentle about it. You have to use strategies and tactics where you actually naturally get your child drawn to books or attracted towards books. So it depends on how you present the strategy and getting your child to be curious about what these books are, what is this that is happening. Oh, I would like to sit for these sessions. You have to create that kind of an environment so that your child is attracted to reading, or at least sitting for reading sessions with you. Second mistake that a parent does, very common, is picking up a book which is way too high for the child's level. Well, it is very I can understand that, if your child is in grade 3 and you have heard of certain books that is recommended for grade 3 and it's a very popular books, it is but natural that you will go and pick up those books from the bookstore, right? But if your child is in grade 3 but the child's level of understanding and reading ability is at grade 1 level, it's wiser to pick up a grade 1 level book, because that is something that your child will be able to easily relate to and read easily, rather than a book which is way too high for the child, because that can instead be demotivating for the child. So when you're picking up a book, ensure that you pick up a book where the child is actually able to read 90% of the content easily. So even if you feel that, oh, I'm going to kindergarten level, it's fine. Start from where the child's abilities. And then slowly, when you build the reading skills, when you slowly build the comprehension skills of your child, then you can increase the level of the books that you're buying for the child. So start from the level that your child is comfortable with, not what is the grade level. Well, of course, if your child's ability is also the same grade level, go for it. Go for those usual grade level books. But otherwise, choose the level that your child is comfortable with. And the third common mistake that most parents do is, well, guess what? Being very inconsistent. It's very common for all of us to pay more attention to, building wealth and taking care of our health. We go for the running and we want to make more wealth. It's pretty, it's natural, we want to build, get a better, standard of living for our family, or you want to stay in good shape or be fit. But somewhere down the line, we neglect parenting. Many times parents even outsource certain aspects of parenting. I'll send my child to reading center, tuition, or I'll just send my child for some other behavior modification classes. It's fine outsourcing as far as you're also somewhere involved in your child's development. But if you're completely neglecting that aspect and only focusing on health and fitness, which is very unfair, and you will not really see much progress in all areas of your life and your family's life. So this is something you have to definitely consider, not to neglect parenting, not to neglect connecting with your child, not to neglect building, reading interest, reading fluency, which is also your responsibility, not just the school's responsibility, right? So this is something you have to take it very, very seriously and take it as a priority. It's not something of a chore, not something which is forced by the school or by the, the teachers. It is something that you have to also think that, yes, as much as taking care of my health, building the wealth for my family is important, it is equally important that I also pay attention to my child's growth and development in terms of not just nutrition, but also in terms of building these necessary skill sets that is required for my child's schooling. So yes, if you have this as a priority, there's a higher probability that you will remain consistent. So yes, when you remain consistent, you're also sending a message to your child that yes, reading is important, building fluency skills are important, because you are showing up every single day for your child. Your child is seeing what you're doing, not just listening to what you're saying. It's not about you telling your child, okay, start reading, and you do something else, and you are like watching TV. But instead, you're also sitting with your child and reading to your child. So your child is seeing you doing those similar things. And if you are someone who is also an avid reader, it sends very positive signals to your child that you're also looking at reading as something very important. And if you're going to be otherwise being inconsistent, not showing up every day, you're again giving a signal to a child that this is not very important. Maybe it's just a chore. It's just it's just a task that has to be done because the school has said that. So what you do, your child is going to emulate as well. So be conscious of this fact and keep showing up every day and remain consistent, not only for yourself, but also for your child's overall development. So yes, pay attention and be aware of not committing these common mistakes, which are very simple, but they can come in the way of your child building a wonderful habit and building wonderful skill sets, which are also mandatory for his or her easier school years and beyond. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. You can also join my Facebook group, which is called the Empowered Parenting Support Group, where I add a lot of value. Yes, and until my next video, you have a great day, happy reading and happy parenting. Bye-bye.